Now it's time for a new video, and I've had this thought for a long time. And that thought is criticism. What is it? What isn't it? Well, if you look at what it says on Google, and I did personally, it's the expression of disapproval of someone or something based on perceived faults or mistakes. And the analysis and judgment of the merits and faults of a literary or artistic work. And that is what criticism is you have a problem or you think something is good and you put it in that thought, and those are the only two camps it falls into. Most people, whenever they put like any album review or anything, they always do this. They always have some things they like and some things they don't, which is fine. But most of these people don't know this thought, but sometimes you're not going to like something in the beginning, but you are going to hate something after a while. Some songs will get worse for you, while some songs might get better for you. And I think like a song being catchy is not like a merit that all songs deserve. In my opinion, something catchy has to be something that you want to sing to and want to, do it without embarrassment. And whenever that happens, it's always a good thing, yeah, but sometimes that's not a good thing. Like Hamilton, for example. Okay, this is kind of weird, but the musical has always been something I never wanted to watch because, people would always sing it, and it's always like, stop. And sometimes something being catchy is a detriment because other people might not want to listen to it. And that's not a merit, that's actually a fault. But for the long run, I'd rather listen to something catchy than something that's not catchy because, most of it does aim at hip-hop particularly, but hip-hop has always had their fans, like the legion of fans who like this particular genre, where it's just like them going like, yeah, man, something like that, like mumble rap. I have come around to it. I don't think it's the worst genre of all time, but there are particularly bad works. Like for example, Binge by MGK could be put in this category of mumble rap, but something like Goodbye Gert and Good Riddance could be described as mumble rap too. Well, which is it, honestly? Emo rap has always been categorized in mumble rap, and I don't think that's fair. Because emo rap can be lyrical, and it's kind of like poetry, which is where hip-hop derived from, and what music derives from, which always fascinates me personally. There's always people who either hate it or love it, and usually it's never in between. No one has an opinion where it's always in the middle. No one's saying it's a good idea, but it's not executed well. Because people don't like that idea. They don't like executions of things done well. For example, Drake falls in this camp a lot. He usually has an album that's like hyped up, but then it fails to deliver anything. Examples of that might be Scorpion and Certified Lover Boy and Views, personally. And then sometimes he hypes it up as something low, and then everyone starts praising it. For example, More Life, which is a playlist that was literally sold as a playlist. People literally say, it's one of the best projects of all time. No, it's made as a playlist. That's why you like it, because you lowered your guard. And I hate it when artists make you lower your guards and lower your expectations just to make them feel like they made a good work. Like, someone can just say this album is terrible, and people will be like, oh, well then, I want to trash it. And then they hear something that genuinely sounds better than terrible, and you'll be mistaken to call it a masterpiece. That happens. But generally, a lot of his albums like Darkling, demo tapes, and the Care Package are just described as some of the best hip-hop material of all time, and I gotta say, no. It is not. It is just average, honestly. I do say that I do not listen to these albums that much, but 55 is not making me want to listen to it. And usually whenever you want to make something, you gotta make something that grabs people's attention. But no one's doing that because no one wants to grab someone's attention because they're afraid of the criticism. But art needs criticism. Without the criticism, you don't got the art. I love to listen to an album, but first I want to hear someone's opinion about it so I can see what they think. So I know what the preconception notion is. I'll tell you a little something. I used to be a big fan of the Owl House when it first came out. So like before the gay shit came out. Yeah, I remember when people didn't comment on the show being gay at all, and then afterwards it's called, oh, this is a gay show. I didn't know people actually liked or disliked it, and I personally liked it. Then I heard like everyone else is praising the show, and then I heard someone named Cartoonchi who reviewed the first season, and I will admit, it's a pretty bad review. Not for the criticism, it's for other reasons, such as the way he criticized it was very like two-dimensional. Like he did sing some of the merits in the beginning, but then like afterwards just continuing with statements over and over again. It's like he wrote it in a hurry and didn't look at the first draft, and then read it and it's like, oh, fuck it. Personally, whenever I do look at a review, I always see some merits in it, but this was terrible. And the fans did not like that at all. When I lie, it's a bad review, but other than that, there's nothing wrong with it. Being homophobic about reviewing something that's gay. This is, you didn't have a problem with it, and you never called it a gay show until the show was gay. Now they act like he hates gay people, which, no. And now that people know the show is gay, they're defending it. If the show wasn't gay, they would not defend it at all. And now the show is hailed as one of the best shows of all time. And then he really sang this tune. He said it was a bad review, but he has some points in which he now changes. I think this is a big misconception that someone's going to hate something forever. And if it improves in some areas, you're going to hate it still. Which isn't true, because I, for the longest time, was a big Drake hater. As you cannot tell based upon one of my videos being the Drake Scorpion review and me shitting on Drake a little bit. And now that the show is super gay, people are saying it's one of the best gay shows. It'll start off as gay, I could tell you. And then you got like the Needle Drop, who's been reviewing for since 2009. Almost a decade and a half now. And he has had some hot takes, I will admit. I think you all know which one I'm talking about, because I did make a review of this album particularly. But other than that, he said why he doesn't like the trap album. In fact, he double dipped into a Redux review of why he doesn't find it to be a masterpiece as everyone's claiming. And there's no way to change his mind, but I think like we need to view things as differently. And it does feel weird that he says, I don't care about Kanye wastes his life, and then he praises the life of Pablo and Donna because it talks about his life. Yeah, pretty much hypocrisy right there, definitely. People always get mad at criticism because they love a particular work. And now that I think Drake has definitely improved upon his catalog. I forgot that part. Shit, I'm so bad at remembering shit. But also, the Needle Drop has been reviewing Drake for a long time, and even gave low reviews to very much loved albums like Nothing Was the Same, Take Care, Views, Scorpion, Certified Lover Boy for some reason. And then when everyone hates this new album For All the Dogs, I found it to be mediocre. I didn't hate it. I actually listened to the album. I was expecting to hate it, and I ended up kind of thinking I liked it. With Certified Lover Boy, I knew it was going to be bad, so I didn't give it like a fair chance. And whenever I listen to it and give it a fair chance, it disappoints me. Every Drake album does. He made an album where he had 2 discs with 2 different sides and said, they're both different. I'm like, I can't tell if you're joking or not, because it feels like the same album. Plus, if they're 2 different styles, why are they on the goddamn same album? I feel like he was doing it for marketing reasons, but criticism needs to be an art. It really does. Without it, you don't have art. You don't have people who count on these reviews to come forward and listen to the project. Anyway, I think like someone saying they don't like something and someone saying they love something is awesome. But when it comes to the middle ground, no one does that, because everything has to be a masterpiece or it has to be shit. And I think there's such thing as mid work, or like below mid or above mid. Like an album could be mid but it had some good elements, and it could be mid but it had a lot of bad elements, you know what I'm saying? That's why whenever I talk about an album, I always say I don't care about particular tracks, and I don't care about certain things. I don't care that Drake's making money. I don't care. I don't care that Drake's making money. I don't care about his sales. I don't care about his exact staple on pop culture at all, honestly. When it comes to the music, it should always go down with the art form. I don't care about a particular vibe of a track just because it gives me my head nodding. If a song has a good beat but not good lyrics, I don't bumble onto it. Sorry, that's just me personally. And if you feel like you can do that, that's okay. A big example of this is Baby by Justin Bieber, which everyone did not like. Now everyone loves it. And personally, it's only better at parties. It should be a party song, and it is. It's played at parties. But anyway, this music is starting to become retrended shit. I'll end it like this. Jesus is trash.